pursue this career. The career pursued me as executive director of Verity, and we're the Rape Crisis Trauma and Healing Center of Sonoma County. I am a survivor of sexual violence. Most times I don't cry when I say this, but I don't know, maybe because I'm in front of all of you or something, I might get a little weepy, so just don't pay any attention. From the ages of 10 through 13, my brother and his friends routinely sexually assaulted me in a variety of ways and beat me as well. I had a recent memory of about maybe 6 months ago that I believe that my father sexually abused me when I was an infant. If anything that I say makes anybody feel uncomfortable, or if this triggers anybody, I want to just ask your teacher to say that it's okay to go outside, because I speak openly and from the heart, and so you ask a question, I will give you the truth. I never told anybody, because I was born in 1948, so I'm almost 66, and back in the day, that was before the women's movement. It was before things really started changing, and you didn't talk to anybody about anything. You didn't talk to anybody about sexual abuse. You didn't talk about domestic violence, nothing. I went to Catholic school, and I felt horrible, because I thought this never happened to anybody that I knew, so I didn't tell anybody till I was 28, and that's a long time to hold in what's happening to you, because you have to live in the house with the perpetrator, and your family doesn't know. You've changed dramatically, but they don't know what's gone on for you. And your spirit and your soul really takes a different direction. It really does. It changes the pathway that you move in life. I was really lucky that I had really good friends all through elementary, high school, college, and just in my life. Again, I never told anybody though, but they became my family. They became my cohort. And so that kind of, I think, launched me into the world of nonprofits. My father had a direction for me that, you know, at that time, being a secretary was like a really good thing. And it's still a great thing. I don't want to diminish that, but I had a different pathway for myself. And so he didn't like that because he couldn't control that. So I've worked now in nonprofits for 36 years. About 6.5 years ago, the former executive director of Verity, which was then called United Against Sexual Assault, called me, said she was leaving, asked me if I would apply for the job. And I said, oh, that's great, what an honor, but no, because I had this great job. I was running a really small private foundation. I was the only employee. I didn't have to worry about other staff or anything. And my husband and daughter came home that night, and I said, oh, guess what happened? And my daughter said immediately, Mama, why don't you apply? That's you. So I listened to her, because I listened to her a lot. And I applied, and 15 minutes later, after the interview, they offered me the job. So, and this is my last job here in the world of nonprofits, and I feel like it's kind of a fitting end and opening many doors for me and understanding really what happened, so that I could bring my life's journey kind of full circle. But I knew that when that happened, that I dedicated my life to that this was not going to happen to anybody that I knew intentionally, that I would be available to help anybody that this happened to. I believe that justice is honoring people and treating us all with dignity and respect, no matter who we are, no matter what our situation in life is. Understanding where we come from, what made us who we are, how the environment impacts us, and really being kind and opening our hearts to people. Because if we can't do that, then our society lacks a tremendous amount. I believe that our society is right now struggling. I believe that we are not just, and we're not just to a lot of people. And I don't know if that's ever going to change in this country. I've been to other countries where I feel that people are just, and that they understand what justice is. I don't know if in this country because there are so many biases, and they can be negative biases, that I don't know that people can really get justice. We all deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. And even, as my husband reminds me, those that have committed crimes and those perpetrators of sexual violence do deserve, their day in court. I don't feel like they deserve any justice at all. But that's my personal bias, because I see the impact of that. But I think that, if we all step back, just stopped and stepped back and thought about if someone's behaving in a certain way, and that way is really impacting, I'll use you for an example, it's really impacting you. And you just, like, your first interaction thought is, I just want to go punch that person in the face, or you're having all these thoughts. It's to step back and think about, what is it that made that person behave in that way or think in that way that they have to say this to me? And I do that a lot, like right now in my work, because I'm in a lot of meetings where I just, oh my Lord, I think, what's going on here? But I think it's also important that you feel comfortable to use your voice. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm close to 66, or that, the years have given me more strength and courage. So when I'm in meetings and I feel like something is just not right, I will have what I call a tizzy. But it's where people can hear what I have to say, and because I think it's really critical, and it does make a difference. And I think I've probably had tizzies my whole life, in a good way, I don't know if that answered it. It's a really long answer to probably, maybe you might want one sentence, but I don't think there is just one sentence for what justice is.
My name is Monica Garfias.
My name is Diego Camacho.
My name is Jesus Jimenez.
My name is Catherine Rangel.
Hello, my name is Jose Rodriguez.
My name is Pablo Nolasco.